Hi and welcome to No War Zone. After weeks of heated competition and increasing violence, the first post-war general election is finally over. The results are unsurprising, the ruling United People's Freedom Alliance getting the most number of seats with a clear majority. Fresh after the victory of his party, the president will soon announce his new cabinet of ministers. Our first story this week gives you a sense of the atmosphere amongst voters in various parts of the country on election day. Take a look.
The streets of Homagama were busy and crowded. But at the polling centre at the Homagama Mahavidyalaya, voter turnout was relatively poor, as it was in the rest of the country as well. Amongst the voters present at the time, however, were those with conflicting political views and expectations.
මේවන විට ලංකාවේ දේශපාලනය පවතින රජය තනිකරම තමන්ගේ අතට තියෙන ආරන් තියෙනවා හැම බලයක්ම. ඒ බලය යම්කිසි අන්දමකින් අඩු කරලා ජනතාවට වග කියන ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී නව රජයක් බිහි කිරීම තමයි බලාපොරොත්තු.
පැහැදිලිවම අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමන් ඉල්ලා තියෙන 3/2 බලයක් ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථා සංශෝධනයකුත් එක්කලා ජනතාවගේ බලාපොරොත්තු ඉටු කිරීම සඳහා තමයි කටයුතු කරන්නේ. ඒ සඳහා පැහැදිලිවම ජනාධිපතිතුමා කියලා දෙනවා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය සීමා කරනවා. ඒ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ පවරන බලතල ඒ ආකාරයේ හැකි අමාත්‍යංශ වල ලබා දෙන ශක්තිය ඉටු නොවුනොත් ඒ අමාත්‍යවරුන්ගේ අමාත්‍ය දුරව පවරා ගන්නවා කියලා පැහැදිලි ඉලක්කයක් තුල අවුරුදු 5 තුල රටේ සංවර්ධනය වෙනුවෙන් කැප වෙන අවස්ථාවක් තමයි මේ වැටෙන්නේ. පස්සේ අපි රට තුල ක්‍රියාත්මක වෙන්නේ.
The parliamentary elections of 2010 would see the election of 225 members to Sri Lanka's 7th parliament. Over 14 million Sri Lankans were eligible to vote at these elections, the first to be held in a post-war environment, a fact that seems to have resonated with many voters.
Now that there is ethnic stability, I think it should continue and it will grow. And there will be development in this country because of the peace that has come about.
An entire generation actually hasn't experienced peace. That's after 30 years that actually there is peace in this country, and maybe everybody expected a lot more to happen out of that. We haven't seen that much improvement. We need to see, in terms of development, we need to see things visibly, especially the fact that everybody can have express their own opinions and in a sense see democracy a little bit more actually see a lot more democracy, because this has been certainly disappointing in terms of what has happened before and things like that.
At least there's peace in this country. And the money that was spent on the war can be spent on development and health and education, and which is lacking in this country, I feel. Through the vote and the democracy, only people are elected, and I don't see any other way that a better way to govern, bring people to parliament and like that. So I hope they will not fail the people.
I don't think the voter turnout also, I think, has been very low this time, because people are now just fed up of all this. Because the people who have these goons behind them, they are getting away with everything and anything. And actually it's the middle income people and the middle people who are suffering.
Firstly, peace than edirpaakram, samadhanam. Ella makkalum, Tamil, Sinhalese, Muslim, ellarume சேர்ந்து சமாதானமாக இருக்கணும். அண்ட் காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் லிவிங் குறையணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். எல்லாத்துக்கும் அஃபோர்ட் பண்ண இயலாது இந்த செலவு, அதனால காஸ்ட் ஆஃப் லிவிங் அண்ட் நல்ல யங் ஜெனரேஷனுக்கு நல்ல ஒரு எடியூகேஷனோட நல்ல லைஃப் ஸ்டைலோடு இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
The final voter turnout that day was 55%, the lowest since the parliamentary elections of 1988. More recent elections have seen as many as 65 to 70% of the people coming out to vote. Today, there seems to be a sense of disillusionment amongst the electorate about the value and impact of elections. This is possibly due to the violence that the election process inevitably entails, the lack of much-needed development, and also the reputation of politicians as being the bearers of empty promises.
එච්චර තමයි ඉතින් එහා කියලා යනවා. මෙච්චර කල් නම් තාම කිසිම දෙයක් කෙරෙලා නැහැ. දැන් නම් එනවා. දැන් එනවා ගෙවල් වලට එනවා රැස්වීම තියෙනවා. ඉතින් එච්චර තමයි. ඉතින් ඡන්දේ දිනුවට පස්සේ මොනවා කරයිද දන්නේ නැහැ. පාරවල් නම් හදලා තියෙනවා. වතුර නැහැ. ලයිට් නැහැ. ලැට් නැහැ. හැයෙන්න අඩුපාඩු තියෙනවා.
මෙතෙක් ඒ දේශපාලන පැත්තෙන් නම් අම්පාට ගොඩාක් අඩුපාඩුකම් වුණා. අවුරුදු 30 ගානක්ම කිසිම දෙයක් අම්පාට කියන්නේ සංවර්ධන කටයුතු මුකුත් වෙලා නැහැ.
நாங்கள் கும்மனா பொதுவாக எல்லாரும் ரொம்ப எதிர்பார்க்குற விஷயங்கள்னு சொன்னால் நாட்டின் அபிவிருத்தி செய்யப்படும், அபிவிருத்தி மேற்கொள்ளப்படும். அது கிராமமாக இருந்தாலும் சான் எந்த நகரமாக இருந்தாலும் சான் மக்களுக்கு எல்லாம் எல்லாருக்கும் எல்லாம் போய் சேரும். அதான் எதிர்பார்க்க இளைஞர் ரீதியில் நாங்கள் எதிர்பார்க்குறோம். அந்த எங்களுக்கு என்ன செய்வோம், சிறந்த கல்வி தொழில் இந்த கல்வியை நாங்கள் பெற்றுக்கொள்ளணும். அதாவது தொழில்நுட்ப ரீதியான கல்வியை பெற்றுக்கொள்ளும் வந்து இப்போ வாய்ப்பு இருக்குது. வெறுமனே எல்லா அதாவது வெறுமனே பாடசாலைகளை முடிச்சு கொண்டிருக்கிறது இந்த பிரயோஜனங்களையும் எடுக்கலாம் இருக்கு. அது நிறைய பிரச்சனை எதிர்நோக்கி கொண்டீங்க இளைஞர்கள். அவங்களுக்கு தேவை என்னன்னு சொன்னால் தொழில்நுட்ப ரீதியாக வளப்படுத்தும் போது தொழில் பிரச்சனை என்ன செய்யாது, அவங்களுக்கு ஏற்ற ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் ஏற்படுத்தி கொடுக்கல அவங்களோட தொழில் பிரச்சனை ஈஸியாக பெற்றுக்கொள்ளலாம். யாரும் அரசியல்வாதி பின்னால் போய் தொழில் எடுக்க வேண்டிய அவசியப்பாடு இல்லை.